Hello again. Okay, what I'm going to be showing you now is how you can design your own professional looking header image using some free software that you can use online. Okay, but the first thing I need to do is to look at how big the header image needs to be. So as you can see, it has to be 940 pixels wide by 188 pixels high. So I'm going to leave this page open so we can come back to it if we forget the dimensions. I'm just going to go and click on another tab here, and I'm going to go into Google. Okay, and the software that I love to use is called Sumo Paint, so we can bring it up here. Okay, so the good thing about Sumo Paint is you can use it online free of charge and try it out, and you do have quite a lot of functionality on the free version. But if you wanted to download it and use it anytime offline, it's only $15. Well, it was the last time I bought it anyway, about 8 months ago, and it's just great. It's easy to use, it has everything you need basically to create logos, headers and ebook covers, and I will be doing another course on this later on, but for now we're just going to try it online. Okay, and what I'm going to do is to create, I'm just going to move this to change it to that so you don't have that fuzzy thing on the screen that can be distracting. We're going to create a new image. So File, New Image, and here's where we can put our dimensions in. So it was 940 pixels by 188. Okay, and there we go. So this is going to be our website header. So I'm going to leave it white because I think a white header does tend to look quite professional on a website, but if you wanted to, you could come down here and select a colour and then click this background image tool here, this paint bucket, and that would colour it for you. But for now, I'm just going to leave it white. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to go to another website. So I'm just going to click on here, and then if I go to Pixabay, again, this is a great website because it has free high quality images you can use anywhere, so they're all copyright free and there are some really good ones on there. So what I'm going to look at first of all is I'm going to type in thinking and see what images come up for thinking. Okay, so I'm going to search. Okay, so these ones at the top, these are Shutterstock, so these are ones that you have to pay for. So I'm going to scroll down and see if there's any here that I could use. There are some good ones there. Okay, and I'm going to keep scrolling down. There's nothing that's sort of zooming out at me so far, so I'm going to go back up. I'm going to use a different search term. I'm going to use brain. Okay, and then see what happens for brain. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. Some of the images are similar to what they were before, but let's have a look. Actually, I quite like this one here. Okay, so I'm just going to click on that, and then if you can see here, you can see the license here, it's public domain. Okay, so you are allowed to use it on your website free of charge here, so it's free for commercial use, no attribution required, which means you don't even have to put the author's name on here. Okay, sometimes you can buy them a coffee or message them and say thank you, so it's always nice to do that. But for now, I'm just going to download it. And then just to prove you're a human, I'm just going to copy those numbers there. I'm going to press download. Now I'm going to open this with something called OpenView. Now I'm not going to go into great detail on how you download this. Okay, so as you can see, I've now opened my Pro version, just while I'm recording this to make sure that the internet doesn't slow down or anything. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do open up what we've just saved, our logo from Pixabay. So I'm going to open from my computer, and I'm going to go down and have a look down here, and I'm going to see, see, there it is, Thinking Logo, so I'm going to click on that. Okay, and what I want to do with this is to make it look a bit more professional. You can put a square version into the header if you wanted to, but I like headers that have sort of like a circular logo on them. So to get that effect, we're just going to click on the rectangle select tool here, and you can see we have an option to use a circle. So if we click on that, now it can take ages to get this right, okay. You know, sometimes after 4 or 5 goes, it's just getting it in the right area. Now, I've actually not done too bad for my first go here, but honestly it can take a long time sometimes. So there, I've selected that. Now what we need to do is to go to select and select inverse. So what this does is when we cut out, we want this area here for our website, so we want to cut all this outside out. If we didn't do inverse, it would have cut the centre bit out. Okay, so now we go to edit and cut, and we're left with quite a nice logo there, aren't we? So I'm going to save this, file, save to my computer, and I'm going to save it as main think logo. I'm going to save it as a PNG for now and save. I'm going to save it to my main pictures, and now I'm going to close that down. We've already saved it. Okay, and I'm going to open our web header again. So I'm going to go File, New Image. We're going to select our width at 940 again, and our height at 188, and then press OK. And there you go. Our website header's there. So what I want to do now is to put that circular brain logo into this bit here. So what we need to do is go to File, Import to Layer, which is going to import it into this image. So I'm going to import from my computer. It's going to go down. Right, let's see if we click. Going down and down. Okay. Can find out where I put it. Okay, so I've got one that I did earlier, thinking logo too, but I think we call it main thinking logo. There it is. Okay, so what I want to do now is to move this over here. So we can use the move tool, can grab it, and we can move it to where we think it's going to look good. So I think it looks quite good there. Okay, now I want to put the name of our website here in some text. So we need to add another layer. So I'm going to go, actually I'm just going to move this down slightly there, and I'm going to go Layer, Add New Layer, and you can see down here it's added this other layer here. Now I won't go into too much detail about layers. If you want to do my Sumo Paint course, I will, you know, obviously go into it more detail then, but for now all you're going to do with it now is just learn all you need to do to make a logo on a header image here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is make that layer a text layer, and we can go in here and change the colour if we like. Let's see, if we go across here maybe and get the colour, and there. So I like that colour, so I'm going to copy, Control C to copy. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to Control V, and we're going to select that, and now we've got our nice blue colour here. I'm just going to leave it as Arial for now. So I click there and that brings the box up, and we click inside the box, and if I type power, yeah, it's a nice colour of thinking. Now we're going to select that, because when we edit we need to have this writing selected. So I'm going to see what some other fonts look like, and as you can see you've got so many fonts here to choose from. So I think the word power would be good, sort of like with bold writing, so I'm going to try that. Yeah, that was exactly what I'm looking for there. And then if you click on the font size, you can adjust it to make it bigger. So there we go, and that's looking really good for me. Okay, so make sure that this stays selected as you do all your sort of adjustments on there, because once you've unselected it, it's hard to get back to doing all the effects. So if we go back to our layer, we can do some layer effects now. So if we click on layer effects, I like to do a drop shadow just to give it a bit of depth. So if we move this out of the way, you can see how that's got a shadow behind it, so we can adjust the strength there, make it a little bit more if you like, and then you can also go down here Adjust it again. Do you see the subtle effects there? Yeah, and I quite like that. So once you're happy with it, you can press OK. And there you go, quite like that. So if I wanted to move that now, I can move it, yeah. And there you go, you've got a nice professional looking web header using free software. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do File, Save to my computer, see if it's a JPEG this time, and I'm going to save it as Thinking Header. I'm going to go Save. I'm going to go to Save It. So I'm going to replace it, yes, I'm going to replace. And what I'm going to do now is show you in the next section how we upload that onto our website.